Hey guys, this is Jake. This is obviously something much different. I actually have a tutorial. So, recently gotten some questions, and I would like to provide some answers. I thought I'd show 3 different techniques or styles that I use a lot and that can easily be implemented in other videos. But before I do that, I'll just say I'm no expert. I'm not doing the only way. There's probably more efficient ways, but this is just how I've learned. So let's dive right in. So I'm just using these clips here, and then usually I'll just cut it out, do the rough, obviously, and then I'll go section by section depending on how much time I have in the day to like do an edit out, so you can see like, okay, I did a bigger chunk this day and blah blah blah. So I'll just highlight and replace with After Effects composition, and then it just blops it right in, right? There's actually a few settings that I'm going to change right off the bat, and this has to do with the blur, or motion blur rather. So I mean, you can just make sure this is set for you. And then my shutter angle, I usually do 360, and samples per frame, at least 64. What that does is, if I had a circle and I was going to move the circle from here to here, and I had motion blur on, you would see the circle as it moves, and there'd be like ghost circles left behind because the samples per frame was lower. So now we're 64, and it's going to be a much more smooth transition all the way through with the motion blur. And that's just the first setting I usually change. And then, so there's a few things that we're going to do. So these 2 clips I just selected because they're easy to mask and then put text behind it. So we're going to center that. So usually, first thing I'm going to do is pre-compose. You can do it that way. You can do Control-Shift-C, and you want to make sure all the attributes are checked. And then you need the background and the foreground. So then whenever I can, I'm going to use the Rotobrush tool, and that just saves me from manually masking. And then just draw a basic photo. As you can see, it automatically does a pretty good job. I'm going to use Alt-W, and that it just changes up here to it just gives me further settings. I'll show you in a second. Make the mask around it real quick. Okay, so what this did is it creates an easy mask around it, and then I'm going to go frame by frame. This one's a super easy one, so it might be fixed all the way through, but usually you'll see like some purple, and then you'll just black it out. This one looks like it was perfect, but the next one might not be, so then I'll use that as the better example. So look at that, that's already super clean. So then the original feather, I can just change to, I usually do around 15, and then I do like -10, reduce the jitter about 30%, and then that blue ring around it is this extra setting here around the hair that I used, and that's the redefine edge mask. So that'll usually smooth it, and feather both around 30, I think I did. And you can see that fixes a lot of it here, and then I can just shift the edge again, -20. And yeah, that looks a lot better. And if I was going to obviously post this, I would go back through and remove the blue just by using the brush and just manually going through and just fix it. It renders through. Obviously that's a bad example, but I just did rushed. So then you have the text behind, and then let's say you want to, one of the themes that I did was use Inkblots just for like blood, and that would be like, so I just chose a random one. And you can find these just anywhere on, I mean, if you just look up Inkblot editing YouTube or something like that, I'm sure you'll get tons of them, or you can just find them online. But then all I'm going to do with that is bring it beneath, and we're going to use that as the inverted mask, and then I would tint it. to take a second since it's rendering, but obviously you can see that the blood is through. It's based off the mask. There you go. So that is using the track mat here, using the Rotobrush tool to get the back, get the text through, and then you want to like transition to this one. So all I did was go to scale, S is the key binding, click the stopwatch, set 100. This one I'm zooming in, so I went up to like 165. So now that you have the keyframes, you're going to want to go into the graph editor here, and you're going to want to just copy my graph. So there's the zoom, and then you're going to want to do the exact same thing to sort of to the upcoming clip to make it a clean zoom in. So this will have to be you'll need motion tile. All that does is mirror the edges by selecting this box here, and then again it's just about managing the scale rate, so then you can zoom out. I usually put the keyframe in the back because based off this graph, all the speed is happening at the beginning, right? So I can zoom out further and then put the keyframe back, and since all the motions are here, you'll get a very smooth zoom in, simple as it gets. So that was masking, track matting. Super simple once you do it a few dozen times. Okay, so this next transition I've done a few different ways. It is just the box swipe, I guess, transition. I've already set up the clips and pre-composed them. You just want to have them in a mask, double box as such. Really all that entails is duplicating it, creating the mask, create the box, move the position over. Super easy. Then you're going to want to do the keyframe, set the position, and next we're going to obviously move it over. Again, you want to highlight and easy ease. You just right click easy ease, where is it? Keyframe assist, easy ease. I always just do F9 because I don't know why you'd want to click through things like that. That seems like a hassle. Go to the graph editor, start with my graph. Okay, so it looks like this on the first half, right? We'll just go here. We'll select the position. Yeah, somewhere around there, I'll just say. And then we know that we want it to be here. Put this on the opposite side. Highlight F9, easy uses them, go to the keyframe to the left. Make sure that's on. And Bob's your uncle. You should be set. Let's just double check to make sure it looks like a human did it. Yeah, that's not bad. This is the final result for this. Pretty clean transition there. Okay, so this next effect I did in one of my previous videos called Blood in the Cut. It was just a low-key VFX shot using, it was a Video Labs. Let me see. I mean, you can just go find this online, or there's so much on YouTube. So the first step obviously is you need to be able to get behind him, so that requires masking. Again, I'm gonna use Rotobrush here. I'm a lazy POS, and when I did this the first time, it did take a little bit of time, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stand here and do it to that extent, but I'll definitely make it clean and presentable here real quick. And then at least this shows you how easy this tool is if you're actually masking by hand still and maybe just don't know that the Rotobrush tool exists. But yeah, regardless, let's get her done. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm actually just gonna leave it like that and be lazy with it, so... I need the background. And then we will make this fit our Loki. And then of course you want to make sure that this is green, right? Yeah, we'll give him that kind of green. That's a sick green. Let's use a deep glow. If you have any questions, let me know. You can just post something in the comments and I'll either reply there or make an updated video if I somehow create more questions than I posted answers as to how I do / think about things. Thanks to everyone who's been watching all the random edits. I've just been having a blast, so thanks for everyone that's been watching and supporting and saying all the nice words with your mouth, or I guess with your fingers. Much appreciated. I will see you guys out there. Have a great day.